Good morning, and welcome to your AI Daily Press Morning Podcast for July 14th, 2025. Firstly, former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev has warned that Russia's suspension of the New START treaty could lead to an arms race with the United States, as reported by multiple sources, including the BBC and Reuters. This development comes amidst rising tensions between major nations and highlights the complexities of global security. In other news, we're following a significant escalation in the ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia. The Ukrainian Security Service has announced that it has killed several Russian Secret Service agents during an operation to arrest them in the Kyiv region. This incident is the latest in a series of attacks and counterattacks, with both sides accusing each other of aggression. Lastly, French President Emmanuel Macron has called for a substantial increase in defense spending, citing the threat to European freedom posed by the ongoing conflict in Ukraine and Russia's actions. He has outlined plans to double France's military budget by 2027, which would require approval from the French government. These stories underscore the complex and multifaceted nature of global security, with rising tensions between major nations and a shifting landscape of power dynamics. As we navigate these developments, it's essential to prioritize diplomacy and international cooperation in addressing the root causes of these conflicts. We'll continue to monitor these situations and provide updates as more information becomes available. That's all for now. Thank you for joining me on this morning's edition of the AI Daily Press. I'm Walter, and we'll be back with more news after this break. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
Thank you, Walter. Firstly, we're following the developing story in Gaza, where a proposed humanitarian city has raised more questions than answers. Is this a genuine attempt to provide aid, or a thinly veiled attempt to reoccupy Gaza and displace its Palestinian population? We'll continue to monitor this situation and bring you updates as more information becomes available. In other news, the federal government has announced plans to deport immigrants to countries where they hold no citizenship, with as little as 6 hours' notice and without guarantees of protection from torture or persecution. Critics argue that this policy puts thousands of lives at risk, and we'll be keeping a close eye on this story as it unfolds. Lastly, our top story today is the investigation into the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump. A U.S. Senate report has shed light on the inexcusable failures that nearly cost Trump his life, including communication, technical, and human errors by the Secret Service. We'll be discussing the report's findings and what they mean for the future of presidential security with experts and lawmakers throughout the day. Now for the latest in business and finance. Here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. Firstly, the U.S. has threatened to impose a 5% tariff on Mexican goods, effective August 1st, citing Mexico's inadequate response to cartel activity and drug trafficking. This move has left Mexico reeling, with officials scrambling to respond to the sudden escalation in tension. The proposed tariff hike could have far-reaching consequences for Mexico's economy, particularly its manufacturing sector. Secondly, we reported on the shocking turn of events where the U.S. announced plans to cut off 3 Mexican financial firms over money laundering allegations, further straining relations between the two countries. Mexico's economy ministry described the proposed tariff increase as unfair, and officials are working tirelessly to engage constructively with their U.S. counterparts. Lastly, and perhaps most importantly, we shed light on the critical issue of economic disparities faced by Black women in the workplace. Despite contributing significant value to their organizations, Black women remain underpaid and undervalued, holding less than 1% of senior leadership roles in major tech companies and receiving less than 0.2% of venture capital funding for startups. This glaring gap is not only a moral imperative but also a missed economic opportunity. As we move forward, it's essential to recognize that closing the Black women wage gap is not only a moral imperative but also a sound business strategy. By acknowledging the value and contributions of Black women, we can unlock significant economic potential and create a more equitable society. That's all for today's summary. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. Firstly, NASA's Parker Solar Probe has captured the closest ever images of the Sun, offering a unique glimpse into the solar corona. This historic flyby has provided scientists with an unprecedented opportunity to study the Sun's behavior up close, shedding new light on the mysteries of space weather. Secondly, a 2-billion-year-old moon rock found in Africa has shed new light on the lunar volcanoes that once shaped the moon's surface. The meteorite, analyzed by researchers from the University of Manchester, reveals that the moon was volcanically active for far longer than previously thought, filling an almost billion-year gap in our understanding of lunar volcanic history. Lastly, a recent discovery suggests that starquakes inside the universe's densest objects may have seeded Earth with large amounts of gold. While this topic wasn't explored in depth in today's articles, it's an exciting area of research that could provide new insights into the origins of precious metals on our planet. These discoveries are a testament to human ingenuity and the boundless curiosity that drives us to push the frontiers of knowledge. As we continue to explore the vast expanse of space, we edge closer to unraveling the secrets of our celestial neighborhood, illuminating the intricate relationships between our planet, the Sun, and the cosmos. That's all for today's summary. Thank you for tuning into the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. Now for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. Firstly, in the world of golf, Joe Pavelski has made headlines with his win at the American Century Championship, an impressive feat that underscores his adaptability and skill beyond his achievements in hockey. This story highlights how individuals can find success in new endeavors, even after achieving greatness in their primary field. Moving on to football, our recent coverage has focused on the NFL preseason rankings for head coaches and quarterbacks. Andy Reid tops the list of coaches with a remarkable record that includes multiple Super Bowl wins, demonstrating his exceptional leadership. On the quarterback front, Patrick Mahomes leads the pack, known for his incredible arm strength, decision-making, and ability to extend plays with his feet. This upcoming season promises intense competition, with several talented quarterbacks vying for top spots. Lastly, we've been keeping an eye on developments across other sports. In NASCAR, Shane Van Gisbergen's third consecutive road course win is a significant achievement, showcasing his driving prowess. The NFL's Washington Commanders are working towards making a lasting impact in the league, and in golf, Jannik Sinner, fresh from his first Wimbledon title, is preparing for the British Open. Additionally, the NBA has seen notable moves, including the Mavericks' decision regarding Cooper Flag. These stories represent just a few of the exciting developments in sports right now. At the AI Daily Press, we're dedicated to providing comprehensive and balanced reporting on all these fronts. Now, for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Currell.
Thank you, Howard. First, we explored the world of culinary travel with a visit to Mexico, where we discovered the rich flavors and traditions of Mexican cuisine. From vibrant markets to cozy restaurants, we savored the sights, sounds, and tastes of this incredible country. Next, we turned our attention to a tragic event in Southend-on-Sea, where an incident at the local airport sent shockwaves through the community. We reflected on the bravery and selflessness of emergency responders, and the importance of tradition, community, and resilience in the face of adversity. Finally, we delved into the world of travel hacks, with expert tips and tricks from seasoned traveler Michael Gibicki. From finding comfort during long layovers to packing like a pro, we learned how small adjustments can lead to significant improvements in our travel experiences. These stories remind us of the importance of appreciating the beauty of everyday life, taking the back roads, and celebrating the extraordinary aspects of ordinary American life. We'll continue to explore these themes and more on the AI Daily Press. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, safe travels and happy exploring. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan's Streams.
Thank you, Charles. First up, the music world is buzzing about Lisa from Blackpink and her collaboration with Maroon 5 on Priceless. This song has been climbing the charts, and I mean climbing. It's matched Jungkook's record for the longest-running hit by a K-pop soloist on Billboard's Radio Songs chart. That's no small feat, folks. Next, we're talking tennis, or should I say, tennis fashion. No, just kidding. It's actually about Wimbledon's strict all-white dress code. But, seriously, the tournament is underway, and we'll be keeping an eye on the stylish athletes as they take to the courts. Last but not least, Playboi Carti's fans are going wild for his music, specifically his vinyl releases. His debut album, Die, Light, has seen a staggering sales increase of nearly 1,000% after its vinyl release. Yes, you heard that right, 1,000%. It just goes to show that in this digital age, there's still a market for physical albums. That's all for now, folks. Stay fabulous, and keep on spinning those records. We'll be back with more news and updates after this break. Now, for the latest in nature and environment, here's David Attenacher.
Thank you, Joan. Firstly, in the world of football, Inter Milan Vice President Javier Zanetti has expressed interest in signing teenage Parma star Giovanni Leoni. The 19-year-old defender has been making waves in Serie A, and several top clubs, including AC Milan, Juventus, Liverpool, and Barcelona, are vying for his signature. In other news, we explored the trend of open-source contributions in YC-backed startups. This movement is democratizing technology, providing opportunities for individuals to contribute to cutting-edge projects and learn from experienced founders and engineers. Lastly, we highlighted the achievements of William Byron, who won the NASCAR Cup Series race at Martinsville Speedway, and discussed the latest developments in the world of sports and innovation. That's all for today's summary. Tune in to our podcast for more in-depth discussions on these topics, and stay up to date with the latest news from the AI Daily Press. Thank you for listening. And that completes our morning podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until this evening, I'm David Attenacher for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.